Hi there,
Hello.
Marilyn and Nicole here. We're here to talk to you about something that's rather important to us, and I'm sure it's important to many of you. Although this is November and it is
Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
we were wanting to talk to you about mental health overall, and we didn't get a chance to in October, which it was Mental Health Month, good mental health. I guess I just wanted to touch lightly on some things. You know, with COVID and everything, it's more prevalent to people who have been sort of shut in and either in dangerous situations, women and children, some, or just the fact that you've been isolated, or elderly have been isolated in homes, unable to receive visitors, or you haven't been able to have, holidays and things like that. It's difficult. So I think a lot more people are getting sort of a better dose of how difficult that can be on your mental health. But for the rest of the year and the rest of the people, there's hormonal, there is situational, there is stressful situations and anxiety, chronic anxiety, things like that, and people suffer every day. So I think it's kind of, COVID's kind of helped in this area where it's really brought it about to the mainstream where there should be a little bit more understanding. So one thing I was particularly impressed with recently is a good friend actually posted on Facebook and said, I'm really struggling right now with COVID. It's been going on for a long time. Her job had been put on hold with COVID, and they had just slowly started to call people back, but not everybody's back, so they're still off. Financially it's been a strain with people with either their UI has run out, or the COVID payments, whatever that's called. It's CERB. That hasn't been extended for whatever reason, or it's just not happening. So it's, particularly stressful. But what I found was really impressive about this post was that she reached out and was absolutely honest and just, laid it out raw, exactly how she was feeling with not only the COVID, but all this election business. And, like Nicole says it all the time, I miss the days where
people's political views were private. You kept that to yourself because that was your own personal
politics
opinion.
and religion.
Yeah. I feel like social media has changed the way we communicate, and everything is just kind of spewed out
Everything's
there.
an argument, and families break up over it.
Yeah, and I get overwhelmed just even on my Facebook news feed.
Nicole's tearing up.
The amount of political posts at the moment.
It's just too much, inundated.
It's very overwhelming, and I get very anxious. So I do miss when we kept certain things to ourselves.
Right.
And private.
So that's exactly what happened with my friend. That's what she posted. Like, this is just all a little too much. And everybody, that wants to be a keyboard warrior and is out for the argument and the fighting, why can't we just get along?
Yeah.
I mean, we're all in this together, people. So I guess I was super impressed that she put that out there and wasn't afraid to really just lay that rawness out there. But what was so fantastic and amazing about the whole thing was, in this day and age where you see all of this negative stuff and the keyboard warring and the fighting, every single one of them, included myself, reached out and said all these most wonderful supporting things and messaged and let them know, hey, we're here for you. And I just was so full of love and joy and happiness just to see that with what's been going on. So I think it's really a special time too for us, that a person can say, I'm not doing too well right now. I need some help. I need support. I need to see some people, whether it's through, video chatting or whatever, and not worry that they're going to be labeled under whatever labels people want to put you under for whatever reason, or be attacked on the online and things like that.
Yeah.
So I was so happy to see that, because recently I had purchased, before that, for my girls, these rings, and I'm going to include a picture, and it says I am enough, and they're wrap around so they can fit whatever finger they like. This is Nicole's, and I'm not affiliated or getting any kind of commission from this. It's a company called Awareness Jewelers. And I like them because all of their jewelry has to do with sending out a positive message, awareness for different things that's going on and different problems. And really the whole jewelry line, and it's quite extensive, is just nothing but supportive. So I wanted to get these from the girls, and I sent them, like I gave them each a letter, a card, and talked about all the things that I think are just really stupendous about them, particularly as a person. I don't want them ever to come to a time in their life, and including myself, where you don't feel like you're enough. Remember, when in those times, you know you're strong enough, you're beautiful enough, you're intelligent enough, you're funny enough, you're worthy enough, you are enough in every situation. So if times get tough and somebody isn't there with you to tell you, you look at that and you remember that. So I guess there was something you wanted to say as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say that growing up, a message that you always gave us, which I thought was nice, is never to compare ourselves to others, because growing up you always do. You think, oh, why can't I have her lips, her legs, her hair, you know. And I did that a lot as a teenager.
Oh, yeah.
A lot. And then as I got older, I always compared myself to you. Why can't I be as good at this as you are? Why can't I do that as good as you? And you always, from the time we were little right up to now, always say, you can't compare yourself to others. You haven't been in their shoes, they haven't been in your shoes. You can only compare yourself to yourself.
You're not them, you're you.
Exactly.
They're not you, they're them.
Yeah.
That's like comparing apples and oranges. And we all have our own measuring stick that we measure ourselves, but we also, on our own measuring stick, do things in our own time to get to where we gotta be.
Yeah.
You know, opinions and beliefs. Like a belief is just something you've either lived so many times or told yourself so many times that it becomes a belief.
Yeah. And you've always told us to self-reflect. If there's something we would like to improve on ourselves, make that a goal. Take the steps necessary to improve. You know, if I wanted to learn a new language, look into how to do that.
Yeah.
If I wanted to get healthier, look into what would be the best way for myself to do that. Don't look at someone else and be like, well, they did it this way.
Or look deeper into them, because I'd always say to you guys, the grass looks greener on the other side, but you don't know what's going on behind that closed door.
Yeah.
Like, look deeper into that. You know, you had a couple people that wanted to really ride you hard in school, and I said to you, I remember this one particular person was very nasty, and I said, you know, for that person to be that bitter and cold at such a young age, I mean, I don't think you guys were even 14.
Yeah.
What's going on in her life that she feels the necessity to strike out and bully somebody to such a degree that that person can't have happiness. They can't go home and feel, because my big thing was, when you come through that door, that house is your safety zone.
Yep.
And further to that, when you go to your room, nobody in that house has a right to walk in that door. That's your place. And I just felt like it was important for you to look beyond what you were seeing, or you were never going to be happy.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah. We're scared. We both lost our train of thought.
Anyways, the moral to the story is, I guess, in one way, you know, don't lose who you are. What other people think of you, they say, is none of your business. And the reason why is because just because somebody else may say things about you or not think you're worthy, doesn't mean that person over there doesn't think you just light up their world. Their opinion only doesn't mean anything to who you really are at the end of the day. And I tell my girls, do any of those people pay your bills? Do they take care of your business for you? Like, you have no reason to answer to anybody but yourself. And if you don't find that happiness within you, you're never going to find it out there. So don't let those people, you know, steal that happiness from you. Remember, you're enough. And, you know, look behind the story, see what's going on. But really, let's celebrate the fact that we're at a time when mental health is finally accepted as being what it is.
And if you are feeling that you do need to reach out and ask for help, do not be ashamed. We've all been there at one point or another. And for me personally, I have suffered with depression most of my life. I'm not ashamed of that. It's not my fault. And I reach out for help when I feel like I need it.
Yeah, like seeing a counselor or a psychiatrist or whoever you see, There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That doesn't make you less of a person. And sometimes it's a chemical imbalance even, or just a certain situation you're having trouble getting through and you need a little help.
And I feel like it makes me stronger when I recognize this is how I'm feeling and I can reach out for help rather than trying to suffer with it.
Well, yeah, and I mean, that's how you heal and grow.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if that just stayed in you'd fester like that young girl
Yeah.
that was so bitter at such a young age. I mean, I can't imagine the pain she must have been in, and that's really from holding on to it.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you see a person that's reaching out, celebrate that. I mean, I just thought she was just amazing that she had that guts to do that, and I thought I've got to say something because I wish I had had that guts to say stuff when I've been in some tough times and trying to struggle. I mean, you guys, I don't know if you followed or not, but I mean, I've been ill for quite a few years with a lot of stuff's been happening to me physically, and it's tough to be chronically sick and chronically in pain and not let it, you know, creep in a bit, especially if you're dealing with negative environment on top of that. I mean, it's a tough go, people. So let's all celebrate. Let's show everybody a little bit of love. And don't forget, you're enough.
I was trying to think of a catchy thing to say. I got nothing.
We love you. We'll see you soon. Thanks for stopping in.
Bye.
Bye.